What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Fishy Business episode. So I just wanted to say Merry Christmas. I do not normally post on Christmas, but I was not able to get a Fishy Business episode out for you guys last week, which is why I'm posting today, so I wouldn't normally. But Merry Christmas, and if you see this whenever, I hope you have an amazing day. And let's get to the interview with Zuggy Fishing. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is David. I'm 17, and this is my new show called Fishy Business, where I bring on your favorite creators, and we talk more about the business side of YouTube. So today we have Zuggy from the YouTube channel Zuggy Fishing. He posts about his fishing adventures, and he is key on staying positive with everything. He started his channel in 2015 and has grown to over 14,000 subscribers and has gained almost about 30 million channel views. So let's give a big round of applause to Zuggy. So Zug, how are you doing today?
I'm good, brother. I'm chilling. That was a great intro. I appreciate that.
Thanks. So is your real name Zug or Zuggy, or is that just your YouTube name?
So my real name is Ryan. Not a lot of people know that. But so Zuggy is my nickname. A lot of people around my town call me that. That name, Zuggy, originated when I was little. It's actually a funny story. So when I was little, around 3 years old, it's kind of a cringy story, but there's this Nissan car commercial, and the commercial said the word zoom, zoom, zoom. And as a young kid, some people can't pronounce certain words. So I used to say Zug and instead of the word zoom. And I kept saying that word forever, and it kind of just stuck. My dad called me Zuggy, and then as I got older, everyone started to call me, and I decided to make it my my social media name. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So before we get into some more questions, could you tell the audience maybe just a little bit more about your channel and maybe kind of how it started?
Sure. Yeah. So basically, I started my channel a long time ago, probably around 5 years ago. And initially, I didn't expect anything out of it. And I didn't really know what I was doing, in a sense. Basically, a long time ago, I was in Florida, and I'm from New Jersey. I was in Florida, and my parents got me a GoPro for my birthday. So it was the GoPro Hero 5 Session, which is one of the oldest ones. And I got that for my birthday, and I brought it down to Florida, and I was like, I'm going to record some of my fishing adventures, because I loved fishing, and getting that stuff on film is really cool, I thought, in my opinion. So basically what I did is I recorded just me standing in the water. If you go to my first YouTube video, I recorded some catfishing stuff, casting off the beach. It was pretty interesting. But I posted a few videos from those weeks in Florida, and that kind of established my channel. I actually gained 250 subs in the first day just from my friends and family subscribing, which I thought was pretty cool. And so as time went on, I probably posted about 7 videos in Florida that year. And as time went on, for the next 2 to 3 years, even possibly even greater than that, there was some just some medical emergency things that happened. So I couldn't post YouTube or anything like that. And that was a big deter in the process. However, going towards the 2018-2019 stance, I kind of got back on the reins and started up again. And I wasn't doing anything major. I was posting maybe once a month at most. It's very tough to film in New Jersey, especially during the winter time, and it's just tough. But it was a tough transition. I started to do about a video a month, so around 12 videos that year. And I took another major break. I didn't know where I was at, what I wanted to do, my goals and things like that. And coming to 2020, in March of 2020, right when COVID hit, I kind of had a transformation. Now, before 2020, in July of 2019, I'd say, I created TikTok. And TikTok was a really big part of who I am today and a lot of my supporters, and which is awesome. And in March 2020, right when COVID hit, my TikTok, a lot of people noticed my TikTok. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start up my YouTube channel again. Maybe I have something going here. So in March 2020, I decided that I'm going to be posting 3+ videos a week, and I'm not going to stop. And from March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and now December, so 10 months total, I have never missed an upload week all through. I posted 3 times plus a week, from March 2020 to now December 2020, and it's been going great. I absolutely love the process. I love posting videos, and the thing about what a lot of people say are like, subscribers, does that matter? In my eyes, the numbers don't matter at all, in my opinion, because I like to think of it as people who subscribe to my channel as my family members. I don't really think of them as a number. A lot of creators think of their followers as a number. However, all the people who support me, I really take heart to them, and I don't just think of them as a number. Like 14,000 subscribers on YouTube is 14,000 family members in my eyes, and it's what I really love. And I love inspiring people as well, not only taking them along my fishing adventure, showing them my knowledge, but also inspiring. I have a long medical extensive history that will take years to explain, but I do embrace a positive mentality throughout all of my videos, and I think that's something that stands out. And yeah, so that's my YouTube story in a little synopsis, but yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Thanks.
So many people wonder like what editing software to use, or do I need an expensive camera? Could you tell the audience a little bit maybe about what equipment you use, or maybe what kind you used when you first started?
I got you. So in my personal opinion, all of the expensive camera gear and blah, blah, blah that you see, completely overrated, 100% not needed at all. If you want to do, all right, I'll go back to the basics. So the first ever thing that I recorded with was my iPhone 4. And that was it wasn't the best quality, but that was okay for the starting point. And then I had for the fishing stuff, I had the GoPro Hero 5 Session, which was again not the best quality at the time, but those were the first two. So I did the phone for like intros, and then the GoPro for the fishing stuff. And basically what I did was download my GoPro stuff to the GoPro app on my iPhone, and then save those videos to the camera roll, and then just drop all that in iMovie on my phone. So that was my initial starting point. And as time went on, I got, obviously new iPhones came out, so I got those phones, 6, 7, 8, and then the 10, and right now I have the 12. I just got the 12 weeks ago. And so kind of in that mid transition, I got a GoPro 6, yes, Hero 6. And that was kind of the main transition of my channel. In terms of quality, I did use my phone for the intros still, and I used my GoPro Hero 6. I again downloaded those on the GoPro app, and then to my camera roll, and just dropped it all to iMovie on my phone. That was for a very long time. And then after that transition, so right now I have the iPhone 12, and I just got the GoPro 10. No, the 9. I'm sorry, I'm very bad. The GoPro Hero 9. And it's very awesome, and the quality's insane. And right now, so basically from the months of like March to August, I always use my phone. And the quality did hinder a little bit because your phone can't sustain all of like the 1080p and 4K and things like that. But as time progressed, right to now, I am still using iMovie, however, on the Mac. I couldn't afford, a Mac or anything like that. So I did save up a lot of money and bought a Mac to now edit. So I do right now, I use my iPhone 12 for my intros and basically anything other than fishing, which is 100% fine. People think that you need a Canon or a Nikon big camera to film all of your stuff. It's very false. If you have an iPhone, you can do something with that. I think people overlook that fact a lot. In terms of fishing, if you want to be a fishing content creator, a GoPro is essential in my eyes, because it's tough to carry around your phone and cast and stuff at the same time. It's good to always have that camera on your chest, and the GoPro's the best to do that. So right now I do my intros and anything like, talking in front of the camera on my phone, and then fishing on my GoPro 9, and I upload that to my computer and then drop that in iMovie and edit. And I'm telling you, after that transition from my phone to the computer, it's such a game changer. The quality is 10 times better. And to be honest, if you're starting out, I would definitely do iMovie on the phone. It's very, very good, actually. And export it in, 1080p or 4K or whatever, but just it's solid quality. But as you progress, always go to the computer. That's once you have a year or so experience on iMovie on your phone. But I 100% do not think you need expensive camera gear. I think that's highly overrated. Definitely. Like the iPhone 12, I mean, my upgrade was up, so I decided to get it. It's just as good as any $2,400 camera you could buy from Best Buy. So I do not think you need expensive stuff at all.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I remember when I first started, I don't know, I had multiple channels starting growing up. One was like a coin collecting channel. One was like a sports and autograph collecting channel. And I just started on my iPhone 4. So it's great to see how evolution of equipment.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really, really interesting.
Right. So one thing I haven't talked about with many people is TikTok. And I haven't checked like super recently, but you post very consistently on TikTok and you have gained an impressive following on there. And many people who don't dance or do things like that wonder, why would someone in the fishing niche be on TikTok? Could you tell them a little bit more on maybe how you started TikTok, or some important things to do, or maybe just some tips for maybe people that want to post more outdoor content there?
I got you. So TikTok is a game changer for many people. So the main inspiration for me for TikTok, it was a joke. I did it as a complete joke, and I posted 5 videos. The first video, I was actually in Florida at this resort. Yeah, I was at this resort, and I didn't even know TikTok was a thing. My brother, who's 3 years younger than me, so he was probably like 10 and I was like 13. No, what am I saying? No, I started TikTok when I was like 15-ish. So like my brother was probably like 12 or so. And he showed me TikTok. I was like, oh, that's cool. And we did some videos, and I was like, I have my YouTube right now. Maybe I should make some fishing stuff on there. Like see if that's a thing, right? Yeah. And I made 5 videos initially, and the first 4 got 3 views, right? The 5th video I posted got 985,000 views, and I was hooked. Like I was completely hooked. It's all it takes is one. A big expression in life in general is it only takes one. And I'm telling you, if you make a TikTok account and you get a viral video, you will 100% be hooked and, want to keep going. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I say that the views and the numbers don't matter to me, but that initial point, it showed me that I could do something. They don't matter to me in terms of, statistics and counting people as a number, but, I think of views and followers and stuff like that as family, as I said before. So with TikTok, I progressed a lot. I was like, okay, I'm going to make fishing content. And I was like, how am I going to make this fishing content? So I experimented a little bit. For TikTok in general, basically you get a sound, and the sound can either be a popular song, someone made, along those lines, just some sound. That can be your voice, it can not be your voice. And basically what I try to do with my TikTok videos is pick a sound and make it fishing related somehow. And I mainly started off doing comedy fishing videos, which I still do now, and I absolutely love doing it. It's the best. And I mainly started off doing those. So I pick a sound. Like I'm gonna do an example, but let's say the comedy one is about how great a stick bait is, for example, or how great the Whopper Plopper is. And I kind of find a sound and do like a funny bit overall getting to the ultimate goal that the Whopper Plopper is the best. Like I do Karen videos. It's pretty funny. I just kind of find sounds and make them fishing related in somehow. It's kind of cool. And the way I find these sounds is simply scrolling through my For You page. The For You page is basically like the feed for those who don't know. And you could find tons and tons of sounds on the For You page. Just save them, add them to your favorites, and then I go through those and just make fishing related content to those sounds. So that happened for a very long time. And that video that got like 985K, 2 videos later got like 500,000, and I was like, wow, this is nuts. And by that time I had 10,000 followers, which my mind was blown that like someone could get 10,000 followers off of making 2 videos and not have a previous following. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people like get subscribers on YouTube from being a reality TV star, for example. Like TikTok is a place where you can not have a previous following at all. Nobody could know you, and you can go crazy. You can get on people's For You pages and establish a family. That's what I think of myself. I established a family initially, and I still have my family today of TikTok. And I don't think of them as numbers at all. 100%. I just hit 101.6 thousand on TikTok, which is crazy in my eyes. And that's 101,000 family members, and I enforce that a lot. So I kept making fishing comedy videos a lot. I made a ton of videos. I always post. Back then, I probably posted 2 times a day on TikTok because they're only 15 to 60-second videos. It's not like YouTube. And however, now I post 3 to 5 times a day on TikTok. It's only 15 to 60-second videos. It's very, very doable. And you should 100%, if you want to do TikTok, post 3+ times a day, easy. It's a big tip. And a big tip for TikTok is use trending sounds, use trending hashtags, and create a family through a niche. Like I'm fishing, so I created that fishing niche. I do funny fishing comedy. I post cool fishing clips. And another big thing about my TikTok is the positivity aspect. And I not only have that fishing family, I also have those who support me for bringing them positivity and happiness and joy, which I think is the most important top dog thing, is positivity and joy and a positive mentality. And to be honest, that's what I love to do. I love making fishing stuff, but the positivity is what tops it all. I embrace my medical history. You all go check that out on my channel. It's a very extensive story, but I have that, and I always enforce the fact to never give up. Always have a positive mentality, be confident, resilient, persevere, and always have those characteristics. And I try to help people out a lot. That's what I really do. And TikTok's awesome. I mean, for some tips for some people, if you want to do something, I don't care what it's about. If it's about cars, if it's about art, if it's about paper clips, if it's about bookshelves, you make a TikTok, and I promise you there are people on there who like paper clips, who like bookshelves, and you could create a family off of that. And definitely, and it's 100% an effective way to create a family. And that's what I love about TikTok, and I love all my TikTok families. So yeah, TikTok's pretty cool.
Right.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, because I remember I didn't know what to post, because
Right.
if you ask anyone who's not in like fishing or like social media, they'll just think TikTok's for dancing and then just like all of this, which it's a big part of it.
Right.
But there are so many other things. Like there's a friend that I was in a bowling league with once, and he moved away like half the country over, and
Right.
like I hadn't checked on him in a while, and he does a bunch of car stuff. So
That's
before he didn't do anything social media, and now he has like, I don't know, maybe something like 20 or 50, somewhere around there, like thousands of followers on Instagram. And I think he may have like I'm not fully remembering numbers, but he has multiple hundreds of thousands on TikTok. And I'm like, wow, dude, like that's
yeah.
like, no matter what you do, even if you don't have experience in social media, either before, after, or now, it's just like a fun, great place to start.
100%.
So also during this time of quarantine that a lot of people are going through, has anything good or bad like happened during this time, or has it just given you more time to focus on content?
So the year 2020 has been interesting for society in general, right?
Right.
Quarantine and a lot of negative comes out of it. However, in my eyes, I see a lot of wins in terms of my personal growth. I'll always pray for those in society because it really was a deterring year for many, and I pray for those that had that negative impact on their year. However, for me in general, before in 2019, I said 2020 was going to be one of the best years in my personal
Right.
uh, forte, and it was. It was 100% the best possible year in my eyes for me. I'm not saying it's the best year in the worldly standpoint, but it was the best year for me personally. A lot of my trips and things like that got affected, which is okay. But once school in March, we went all virtual for the rest of the school year, and right now we're still all virtual. So we've had 10 consecutive months of off time. I should say quote unquote off time, not going to school, online school, half days, shorter days, things like that. And it's been absolutely transformative for me. I have been be I can't speak. I have been able to make so many videos during these times, and I absolutely love making videos, and I have so much time to do it now. And I think that's really a positive out of 2020 for me. I would not be where I'm at if this stuff didn't happen. Not a shot would I be where I'm at. I probably wouldn't even have a YouTube. I probably would still have 100 subscribers on YouTube if this didn't happen. Like honestly, in March, if we didn't have all that time off, I would not be making as many videos. I would not be able to have the time to do it with schoolwork and stuff like that. But if this stuff didn't happen in 2020, I would not be where I'm at. I like to think of it as a blessing and a curse because it's very terrible what's happened to society with everything that's been going on, mass chaos. Um, but it's also been a blessing for those who get to explore new things and take time out of different things and explore and do what you love, which is the positive in me. I always try to think of the positive out of things. There always is the negativity out of 2020. However, always think of the positive. Think of those who grew and developed in something, and those who grew immensely and tried things that they've never tried, made new relationships, things like that. And that was a big plus of 2020 for me. I make so much more content than I would if I didn't have as much time on my hands.
Right. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like
Yeah.
otherwise, like right now, if we didn't have all this, I'd be doing different math classes at like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still in high school, but like a junior college, like different things like that, that would take up so much time to
Mhm.
where, I mean, I would definitely still be making videos, but
Right.
I'd be like stressed out of my mind.
Mhm. Are you a senior?
I am this year. Right? No, I'm a junior this year.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a senior.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got held back. So
Oh,
technically,
it's all good.
but
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
don't need to get in details about that.
Yeah.
So, as someone that has to like stay creative, what are some things that like motivate you, or like some simple practices that you do to like stay creative?
Something that motivates me, period, is the ability to make someone smile or make someone's day through my content. I have gotten hundreds, if not thousands, of direct messages that I have impacted somebody in some way, and the fact that you it's the fact that I received that message already means that I'm doing something right, and that is enough motivation for me that I'm making such an impact in someone's day through making a simple 60-second video or a 10-minute video on YouTube. I think that's an indication that I'm doing something right. And it's what's driven me. People are seriously changing their mindset to becoming positive and optimistic people rather than always staying with the negative. And I truly believe I portray that a lot in my content, um, and they direct message me and tell me that they've changed because of my content, and that's such a motivator to me, and that shows me that I'm doing something right, because these people are my family members that support me. And to be honest, like, I love every single person, and it's my true goal to change. The fishing content is awesome, and I do that to mainly put a smile on their face, because someone who watches my video of me going fishing, catching a big fish, being excited, and going on an adventure, teaching them some knowledge about something, it can really transform somebody's day. And that's what drives me ultimately. That's what motivates me, is the ability that someone is happy watching my videos, and I could transform them out of something negative that they're going through. That's what really, really drives me. And all the people who support me, as I said before, are my family members, and it's my goal to always make my family members happy, and tell them that I care about them, which I really do. And that's really what motivates me to um, make someone's day, make a difference, and portray positivity, because in the end of the day, that's what's most important. Attitude and mindset and mental health is the most important thing. So I feel like that's a big thing, and that's what motivates me. I know there was another parts of the question. Remind me what it was.
Um, it was just ways to stay creative and just practices that you do, but that's exactly it.
Well, yeah, I was with the creative part. A big thing with the creativity is get inspiration from other people. Like, I watch a lot of other YouTubers. I'm gonna name some off. Fishing with Norm, Flair, actually the Goon Squad in general. Um, uh, Ryan Izquierdo, Monster Mike, Zach Ketchmal, Bass Fishing Productions, Braden Price, tons of other people I can name. I'm missing a lot, but I watching other people's YouTubes and seeing what they're doing inspires me a lot. Um, it's really what creates me getting that creative flow going. And another thing is just watch content, watch YouTube, watch just keep watching videos and just be inspired. It's never good to copy somebody directly, but maybe do a twist off of their challenge, or do something a little different. It's just overall, allow knowing that I'm making a difference in someone's day, and always brainstorming creative stuff.
Right.
Mm.
So, to my knowledge, you semi recently create came out with merchandise. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, do you have any tips on like people like either want to sell merch or they don't know where to start, or exactly they want to start selling it? Do you have any tips on maybe how you started, or maybe like some people don't know how to come up with like a simple logo to design? So, can you like walk us through how your process, how you kind of first went through that?
Sure. So the merch that's actually out right now is not my first ever merch. Back when I was a sophomore in high school, so I'm a senior right now.
Mhm.
So when I was a sophomore, that's kind of when my channel started when my family members started to be established on my channel. And with the merch coming in, I decided I'm going to make a cool Zuggy Fishing logo, which is actually way different than it is right now. It's basically a Z and an F with a hook kind of coming out of the F. It was pretty cool.
Mm.
Um, but if you go to like scroll down on my Instagram, you'll see that. But on the initial logo of Zuggy Fishing, I had a friend who was into graphic design and stuff like that in my school. So I asked him if he can make a cool logo, and he did. So if you want to make a logo, I'd ask around in your school if people know about graphic design, or somebody. That's a good way to get a logo going. If don't have that accessible, go to learn it yourself. Watch YouTube videos and look at like websites like Custom Ink, and things like that. Those are really good websites to start off making logos. And or you could simply pay for a logo if you want, which is you'll get it done efficiently if you pay for the logo. But if you make it yourself, it's cool. But you could also pay someone, which is 100% okay, and it'll probably look better if you made it if you made it yourself and didn't have any experience. So, but anyway, this friend of mine was in a graphic design, and yeah, he made a cool logo. And in terms of the site, we use this site called forget the name, but it's something like custom ink, which is basically like you customize your own thing and then they send you the shirts with your design on it. And in that time, we with all of the shirts, all of that stuff. And in terms of website design, I would actually recommend hiring somebody to do it. Or if you know somebody, of course, if you know somebody, always go to them first because they have knowledge and they have experience. Like if someone specializes it, like if you know a teacher or someone in the school district or even your parents know somebody, always ask them first before you hire somebody. But if you want to hire somebody, you'll get it done efficiently and you'll probably make that money back. So, it's effective to have it set. Don't kind of go out on a limb and try it yourself. You always want to be knowledgeable about it. So anyway, we decided to make this merch, and I was like, how am I going to sell this? I literally went to every single person in my lunchroom and asked them in my school and asked them if they wanted to buy a shirt. That's what you have to do. You gotta hustle like that. Like ask everybody you know, do you want to buy a fishing shirt? And ask them. And I got a good amount of yeses and a lot of nos, which is totally normal. But I went to pretty much almost every single person in the lunchroom, which is a lot of kids in my school, and asked, "Do you want to buy something?" I messaged every single person I had on Snapchat. I messaged all the people I DM on Instagram. Would you want to buy something? And that's what you got to do. It's like going door to door and selling candy bars. You know what I mean? Like that's what you got to do. It was pretty cool though. The initial designs were cool, and I would totally recommend asking around, seeing if you know anybody. Um, if not, I totally hire somebody. It will get done a lot more efficiently. I kind of ran into that problem, just me and one kid trying to do a bunch of shirts, not the most efficient thing, sending out orders and placing stuff and things like that, not the most efficient. But right now, um, so basically in that time frame, from I only did that one merch thing through sophomore year, and I did have a lot of different products as well: short sleeve, long sleeve, hoodie, pop sockets, which are like the things for your phone, and it was pretty cool. I really really liked it, and then I kind of stopped with the merch for a while and kind of focused on my YouTube videos and my TikTok and try to grow my family more, and which was effective. And I grew a lot of family members, which I love. When I say family members, I mean like followers and subscribers. And so right now, I'm like partnered with a merch company called Freedom Outdoors, and they basically are like a kind of like a hub for creators to get their merch out there. And I partner with them, and they make all the merch themselves. So it did start with the hustle, going door to door. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. You got to grind that out. But eventually good things will come out of it, and you'll meet different people, you'll build relationships, and overall establish that. So if you want to sell merch, definitely hustle, definitely grind. Ask people, ask every single person on your contact list if they want to buy it, or if they know somebody that wants to buy it. It's the hustle. And so if I had to say one thing, is hustle, and then you'll get a break in there, you'll get some luck in there, in there somewhere.
Right. So a lot of people would love to be doing YouTube as a full-time job. Are you currently doing YouTube full-time?
So right now I'm 17 and I'm a senior, and I have never, and yes, if I had to say, yes, I am doing YouTube as a full-time job. I do not work at like the sub shop or a restaurant or whatever. Yeah, I do YouTube full time. Yes.
All right. So going a bit further into like monetization, CPM, RPM,
Mhm.
for people that don't know, I always explain this,
Yeah.
but CPM is pretty much how much advertisers are paying you per like 1,000 views or impressions, and then your RPM is how much goes back into like the creator's pocket after YouTube takes their percentage.
Mhm.
So I feel it's very important for people to understand like different people's niches, and that different niches get different like CPM and RPM.
Mhm.
So if you're like, oh, like comfortable just like sharing either like some stats, doesn't have to be an exact number,
Mhm.
but maybe just like a CPM of someone like what someone in the fishing industry gets.
Sure. So to be honest, I don't know nothing about CPM or RPM or anything like that. To be honest, I'm gonna be completely honest here.
Mhm.
I have never ever looked at my CPM or my RPM, anything like that. I've never looked at any of those things. Because to be honest, money doesn't really matter to me. And I'm going to be completely honest, I have never cashed out my YouTube earnings. All of my YouTube earnings are sitting like in YouTube. I have never looked at the amount, and I have never cashed out any of my YouTube earnings because I don't really think money is important. I don't care about money at all. Um, it doesn't matter to me at all. What matters is to me is that I'm honestly making somebody's day. In all honesty, I
Right.
haven't looked at that stuff at all. What really matters to me is that I'm making a difference in someone's day, and I'm putting a smile on their face and entertaining them in some way, and making and putting a difference on their day in order to get all that negativity out, and they could take their mind off something and watch something funny, watch something interesting, maybe that they want to do, gain some knowledge. So I have never. I could actually. Can you still see me?
I believe I can.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you can. I'm actually gonna look up my. I guess I can look up some YouTubers stuff. So I was actually talking with Fishing with Norm the other day, and he was talking about like CPM and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And he told me that like people have to watch like half of your viewers have to watch like a certain amount in order to get higher CPM. Or to be honest, I have absolutely no idea the metrics.
Mhm.
But it's a very tough subject for me to talk about because I've never ever looked at the amount of money I've made. And to be honest, I didn't even know you could make money off of YouTube until a little while back. So it's actually been interesting. I do not know anything. I've never looked at my stats before. Um, yeah, I mean, I hate to say this, but I've never looked at it. Like, I would love to give more information if I had it, but I have never, I've never done it. I've never looked at the amount before or the amount of money or that stuff. So yeah,
Uh, yeah, like that's definitely like, it's like it's not always good to have like some sort of business side to YouTube, but what most people have said is that even there have been some who really haven't even also looked at theirs, and it's really just making your content like money, and this is all just like a side thing. As long as you're loving making content, like people are out there watching your content, they give you
right,
feedback, they give you their time, and
right.
it's just such a good thing that they do. And it's just it's always not important, like as far, I mean, to an extent, but
Right.
but no,
Like
I
yeah, I
completely.
got you. If I needed, money for food and water, I would obviously look at my thing and cash out. But it's obviously I don't need that right now. So
Right.
I don't even know how to do it, to be honest. It's just I think it's just sitting in the YouTube thingy, with the analytics and the revenue thing. But I've never looked at it, and because it's not important to me.
Hmm.
What's
Yeah.
important to me is that I I build a family. That's honestly what's most important to me. That I make somebody's day in some way. I portray positivity on their lives. I entertain them. I put a smile on their face. I give them some knowledge. It's just what I love, and it's what drives me. I think
Right.
that's an important thing that a lot of creators don't even have. So, you know, it's the want to make a difference in someone's life. So,
Right. No, I completely agree.
mhm.
So one thing to also generating some attention on YouTube is getting like a good thumbnail.
Mhm.
So what are maybe like your sort of thumbnail strategies that you do, or just what are you doing to, or apps that you use to make your thumbnails?
Gotcha. So I'm gonna be honest. So in the first up till March 2020,
Mhm.
I had no idea how to make a thumbnail. From March 2020, like above, like when the first started my YouTube channel, I had absolutely no idea how to make a thumbnail, how to put one on. I didn't know. So basically, what you do if you don't know how to do that is like YouTube just chooses like a random point in your video for the thumbnail, and it just pops up. Like that's what pops up. So and then March 2020, I was like, okay, so like when I actually said I'm gonna start establishing and making videos, I I DM'd a lot of creators. I'm gonna shout out JH Miller, who is now my actually thumbnail person. He helps me with all my thumbnails, and um, some consistent styles of my gosh, sorry. My consistent styles of my thumbnails have changed a lot, and I've experimented a lot. I either do like rod or reel thumbnails, where I kind of just take a picture of my rod and reel and my bait, and but that's changed a lot. Mainly, my thumbnails now are me always in it, either me doing some like crazy face or pointing to something, and then there's like a picture of something here. I think that's awesome. I would definitely have you in the thumbnail. People want to see you. They come to your channel for you. They don't really come to the channel to see what bait you're using that day. They come to the channel to see you. That's why they're subscribed. You know what I mean? And that's why they became part of the family. So they want to see you in the thumbnail. And let's say you catch a 10-pound bass in there, you're going to put a 10-pound bass picture right there with you going like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just important to always have you in it and stay consistent. Like, for example, if your channel, um, color background is, I don't know, orange or whatever, or red, you want to make all your texts on your thumbnails red. It's cool to have a consistent basis like that. Like, don't make one neon and then one red and then one orange. It's always cool to have like the same type of thing, and always have you in it. And always have that consistency of the thumbnails. That's what's important. I was talking to Fish with Norm, and he said that consistency is super key, which is really significant. And I didn't know, to be honest, but he said consistency is really key.
Right. No, yeah, it definitely is. Like I've experimented a lot. Like when I first started, like catch 'em all fishing, he had like a red border on the sides that says catch 'em all on all of them. And
Yep.
then I used one like that. I had one on the side, but it was just like a light green. I've tried ones that are like in the corner
Yep.
or like borders. Like this other guy,
Mhm.
Carson's Aquatics, he uses like a thin blue border around
Right.
like the whole edge. So especially, yeah, if you don't want to do that, you want to keep it just your plain photo, either
Right.
using the same text or
Yep.
using yourself
Yep.
as in the thumbnail. Because otherwise, if it's either you know you and all your thumbnails and then it's just like a picture of a fish tank or a fish, then
Right.
unless they look at your channel name, which is very small now,
Right. Right. Right.
like they're not going to know.
Right.
So of course you have been doing this more seriously within this year, but if you could tell your younger self about creating content, what like and to get ready for the future, for what would you tell your younger self?
Interesting. I actually wrote an English essay on this not too long ago. Um, I would tell my younger self to a few things, actually. One, maintain a positive mentality. Two, not give up. And three, do not let the hate get to you. A big part of social media is hate, giant part. And no matter what you do, you'll always receive hate for those who, for whatever. It could be about the dumbest thing, right? You'll always receive hate and negativity about something. And it's weird in my eyes, because I would tell myself that hate doesn't matter. And I wish I knew that sooner,
Mhm.
because people who give hate, I honestly have empathy for them, because those who hate are going through something right now. And, you know, they're portraying their negativity out on you, which is not good. And if I had to tell my younger self something, I would say never pay attention to a single hate comment, because it doesn't matter. Those who hate and follow me, I don't consider them part of my family, because if you're not supporting me, you're not with me. And I would tell my younger self that the hate doesn't matter. I would also tell myself to never give up, no matter how many hate comments you get. If you're not receiving support from people that you even know, like your family or your friends or whatever, never give up. If you truly want it, if you truly like what you're doing, um, I wouldn't let others persuade you at all, and don't value their opinions. I think that's a big thing that people overlook, is valuing those who are close to them, and whether it be friends or family, their opinions too much. I would stay true to yourself. Never overvalue their opinions. Listen to their opinions, sure. Don't You may not have to acknowledge their opinions or listen. I wouldn't, if you don't think it's right. Sure, they may give you some feedback and stuff, but I wouldn't value their opinions. If you think it's right, do it. Um, and the other thing is maintain a positive mindset. there will always be negativity thrown at you, and it will test you. And having that positive mindset is always key. So those are probably the main three.
Yeah, like I hate to talk more about hate, but like different things like when even like different, especially when you're in like fish or like
Mhm.
care, things like that,
Mhm.
anything can happen. People can hate on that,
Yep.
this or that. Um, Last year I became friends with Paul Cafaro, and
I have to.
then I get hate for like different things like that,
Yeah.
like, oh, things like some
Mhm.
things I can't say.
Right.
But I
Right.
even commented on like his video yesterday, and someone said something about that, and I simply like replied, I'm like, so how was your day?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So like,
You need to help out those who hate. You have to have empathy for them because
yeah,
honestly, they're going through something in their mind. There's a struggle within them somehow, and it's not good. Those who hate. I feel like you shouldn't lash back at them. You need to have empathy for them. Have some sorrow for them. Understand from their point of view that they're hurting and they need help, and you should assist them in as much help as possible. So I feel like that's a key with hate.
right. So pretty much the business questions are done. So just some quick, fun, speed ones. If you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would it be?
Three people that are what?
Three people, dead or alive, that you could have dinner with, who would it be?
Interesting. Oh boy. Okay. Do they have to be fishing related?
No.
Okay. The first would be David Dobrik. I
Awesome.
love David Dobrik. He is the
Ever.
absolute legend.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
his videos have helped me a lot. I love David Dobrik. He's the boy. Um, the next person would be, oh boy, probably be Alex Perrick. I think he would be really fun to have dinner with. He seems like a cool, chill guy. I think he's one
Right.
of the more chiller Googans,
Hmm.
which I think is pretty sick. I'd
Yeah.
love to have dinner with him. Oof, let's see, one more. I want to say Heath Hussar because he's from the Vlog Squad, but I don't
Right.
want to say another Vlog Squad member. So, uh, trying to think of some TikTokers. Um, man, this is a tough one. Um, this is a tough one.
Sure.
I'm just gonna go with it. Heath Hussar. He's one of my major inspirations, and he fishes too. So it'd be really really sick to have dinner with him.
Right. Yeah, I especially agree with David Dobrik. Like, I think I just started watching him just
Mhm.
like a few months back, a year ago. And like, and any video of his, like, I'll literally just be end of like smiling like this, like me not even knowing it, just at like the end of every video. It's
Mhm.
like so fun.
Laugh, cry, and smile at the same time.
Right.
Yep.
So thank you, Zuggy, for joining today's episode. Would you mind letting the people out there wondering where they can either get a hold of you or basically just watch your content?
Yeah, sure. I'm Zuggy Fishing on everything. Zugggy Fishing, one word. On YouTube, Zuggy Fishing, TikTok, Zuggy Fishing, and Instagram, Zuggy Fishing. I also have a podcast on Spotify. It's called the Southern Lure Podcast. Those are kind of the main four I'm at right now. Yeah, so Zuggy Fishing on everything except the podcast, obviously the Southern Lure Podcast. But yeah, Zuggy Fishing on everything, Zugggy Fishing. I would appreciate if y'all could become part of the family. But dude, I appreciate you having me on.
No problem, man. You heard him. Go check him out. Again, if you're listening to this either on my podcast or on YouTube, again, all his links will be linked down in the description below. Again, if you want to leave a comment on YouTube, feel free to maybe drop down some more guests you think that would be great on this show. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do that and leave a 5-star review if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.